Obi is a very excitable dog, which means his impulse control needs a little bit of work. So I'm going to show you how he went from this kind of excited pulling to something a little more manageable. Leash training with your dog isn't always sunshine and rainbows because they do form opinions as they get older. But I promise that if you remain consistent like I did with Obi today, you will have them walking nicely on a leash with you. I started his day train with me playing with the flirt pole to kind of get some of his energy out, to kind of circumvent the frantic, excitable energy that he usually does have on a leash. And I hooked him up to a long line as well so that he didn't continuously try and pull me. This is when he started to try and bully me forward to get to where he wanted to go, but I just kept redirecting with this way and giving him rewards for sticking with me. He is a very smart dog, which means he's able to very easily find loopholes in all of your structure. So if you're not super consistent, he's going to try and bully you to get what he wants. And here's an auto check-in from Mr. Obi. This kind of pulling is what his owners struggle with the most. The kind of stagnant pulling they can redirect well, but when he notices something in the distance, he does try and pull ahead and lunge. And I believe that initial time was kind of the start of what I would consider over-arousal. Most things that he saw after that got the same kind of reaction, and then it took him a little bit longer of a time to re-engage with me. We continued our outing. I kept him on the long line so that he could sniff around and go potty after that. As long as he continued to engage with me and follow my verbal cues, he was allowed to explore and have some freedom. This kind of learning for dogs, learning what gets them what they want, is how they understand what is expected of them. So we continued this for a couple more minutes just to let him kind of decompress. Then we sat down on the ground for a little bit, rested up, and then we continued working on our leash manners on his regular leash. I let him kind of sniff around and stay in one spot, so that way it was a little bit easier for him to listen to what I was saying and engage with me that way, because there were a couple people walking around at this point and he was getting tired too. You can see him panting quite a bit, and this is when I would say his leash manners were the best, because he was able to walk with me for more than just a couple steps and keep slacking that leash, as you can see here. And throughout the duration of how long I had him out, he definitely got better with his verbal cues to know when it's time to change direction or to pay attention. I mean, right here, he pulled me a little bit. He caught a whiff of something, but he was able to disengage from it. But then, of course, it starts the sequence all over again. So then we had to keep on practicing. And that was a man that he had saw before that he did previously bark at. So he disengaged from him that time, and that was great. That was something that I'm super proud of him for. And it helps that he does like to sniff around. Being engaged in the environment in that way does help them disengage from kind of triggers like that. So we continued with leash manners, getting some slack on the leash. And of course, the further we got from home, the more excited he was because it's newer to him. Toward the end of our outing, we went kind of closer into the neighborhood so he can practice some leash manners there as well. Different environment. Then we took some time kind of in the median little island to let him rest and relax a little bit, because he was getting tired. He just could not disengage from the environment. So I sat down on the ground with him and I waited until he could fully settle to then take him back home, because that is something that he does struggle with as well. He struggles with turning his brain off when there is nothing to do outside. He always wants something to do, something to be engaged with. So just having him chill out and settle really did do a lot to help him. It was after like 15 minutes or so of just sitting on the ground that he decided to then lay down, which is great. And he stayed like this for about 5 minutes before I went to go take him back. And by the end of our outing, he really wasn't too bad on the leash. He really was listening and engaging with me, so he just needs a little bit of consistency.